Hi, everyone. Welcome back to Lisa's Love and Light. Happy Monday. Hopefully, you guys are doing well. Thank you for being with me today. I am in a different area here where the AC is because we are having a heat wave here. So I have to be where the AC is. Hopefully, you guys are someplace cool and that you guys are taking care of yourself. It's so important, especially um, with this heat wave going on. So hopefully everyone is doing well and you guys can see me okay. Um, Keep taking care of yourself. Thank you, new subscribers. Thank you, old subscribers. Thank you guys for being here. I really appreciate every last one of you. What it's showing me is that these messages are resonating with you guys because more and more people are commenting, more and more people are subscribing to the channel. So thank you for that. I really, really appreciate that. Keep in mind and remember that I speak from a space of experiences that I've gone through, these challenges and trials and tribulations, dark night of the soul, or whatever you want to call these things. I've gone through a lot of them and I've learned lessons, So I talk about how I became an overcomer instead of succumbing to these problems and tribulations and trials and etc. And perhaps what you hear in this video might help you with your own situations, especially if they're similar to the ones that I speak about that I've gone through. Um, and perhaps you'll hear something that resonates with you and it can help you with your own situation. So, guys, with that being said, keep in mind I'm not a therapist, social worker, or a counselor. I'm just someone who's gone through hell and back, and I talk about ways that I have become an overcomer. And I want to help you to do the same. So, again, with that being said, the topic of discussion today is keep your business to yourself. Keep your business to yourself. This one, guys, was a difficult one for me. This took me a long time to learn. This topic we're talking about today, it took forever. Actually, it took me longer to learn this than it did the other trials and tribulations that I was going through. Remember, I talk about looking at things from a different perspective, like situations, circumstances, come into our lives for a reason, a season, a lifetime, or a lesson. And for me, in most of these situations, it was a lesson, unlearned lessons that I kept repeating over and over again. Different characters, but same scenario. And each time that wheel spin, the lesson got worse until I learned them. And I'm going to talk about some ways I overcame these lessons and closed those doors. I had them padlocked so I can move on, so I can heal and move on to my next part of my life. And I'm going to help you guys with this as well through my own personal experiences. So it's not necessary, guys, to tell everyone your personal business. If you have a few close friends or family members that you can trust and you know that it's safe to share things with them, that's different. But it's not really necessary to share your personal business with everyone. Everyone doesn't need to know what you're doing every moment of the day and what your goals are and plans and etc. Some people do not need to know your every move, your every steps. And this one was very difficult because when I get excited about things, especially when I stay in prayer and God answer my prayers um, and blessings, and I was like, oh my God, this is it. You can't do that. I had to learn that. It took a long time, guys. I had a hard time learning this one for a very, very long time. um, I would get excited about blessings and things, and then I would share these things with other people. But what I had to learn, guys, I had to learn that not everyone will be happy for you. Not everyone will be rooting for your success. Some people will be secretly envious of you. They might be behind the scenes, if they know your business, trying to sabotage every good thing in your life, just because they don't want to see you grow, heal, and evolve. They don't want to see you happy. They don't want to see God give you anything. They just think you don't deserve it or whatever. A lot of this has to do with envy, jealousy, and just envy, jealousy, and just this is how some people are. And I had to learn this because I didn't want to see that people were not, that some folks were not happy for me. Because why not? Especially when you work hard and you put the effort in and you're trying. Why wouldn't people want to see you be happy? Because some people are just miserable. And if they're not getting these blessings and good things in their life, they don't want to see anybody else have it. And I didn't want to believe that. And I had to go through this several times before I learned that this is the case sometimes. Be careful who you share your personal business with. Make sure it is people that you can trust and people that support you, people who really are in your corner and have your back. I have some notes here so I can cover everything. People who really want to see you succeed. They want to see you happy. They want to see you grow, heal, and evolve. It's okay to share information with people like that and people who are motivated by your growth as well. Like I said, not everyone want to see you heal, grow, and evolve. So when you share your personal business, your goals, um, things that you are striving towards, and you tell people your steps and what you're doing and how you're doing it, they could be behind the scene trying to sabotage every move that you make. Be careful, guys, because that's one of my experiences. And I didn't want to believe, and what was so difficult is where it was coming from. People who were supposed to help me, people in a professional setting who was there, and I thought they really had my back and they were helping me, but they were behind the scenes sabotaging it. And I still didn't want to believe it until God showed me irrefutable proof. It's like being in the dark with some things and you're like, no. And then the lights come on and you see what it is with irrefutable proof that you can't deny. That's what happened to me. And that's when I learned, hey, I got to keep my business to myself because not everybody want to see me happy, grow, heal, and evolve. Why? Because healing will change your life forever. They can no longer use or abuse you in a way that perhaps they were doing it in the past. They can no longer leech or treat you like a doormat. They can no longer leech, treat you like a doormat. Um, why? Because you made yourself a priority. You chose yourself instead of the toxicity, instead of being subservient to other people's needs and wants while putting your needs and wants on a back burner, instead of just being available to people 24/7, but yet neglecting your own self. I chose myself. And sometimes when people are leeching and using you and trying to abuse you and get the most and whatever, it's important to not only set strong boundaries, but what I had to learn to do is to say, no, I'm not available. And to not make myself available, especially when people are just there to take from you. When you need something, even just to talk to somebody, for support, they're never available for you. Some of you know what I'm talking about. People like this around you. And then when you need something, they're not available. They don't answer their phone. It goes to voicemail. They're not responding to you. But yet they want you to be available and open to them 24/7. I had to learn not only to set the boundaries, but to say, no, I'm sorry, I can't help you, you know? And I had to learn to choose me. and to keep my business to myself, because not everybody needs to know my every step and my every move, and especially the people that I've closed the doors to. Setting strong boundaries is one thing, but when people disrespect those boundaries and you make a decision to, okay, I'm going to cut off, block, and delete, as I did, so they no longer have access to you. So because they no longer have access to you, they are trying to, through other sources, find out your business, what you're doing, how you're doing it, who you're doing it with, where you're going, etc., and so forth. And I had to keep my business to myself. Doesn't mean you're doing anything wrong. The whole world doesn't need to know your goals and what you're working on, and the steps you're taking to get there. And I'm not talking about doing something wrong. I'm just talking about when you're healing, growing, and evolving, everybody is not supporting you. Many people will, but you have some people over here who are envious and they don't want to see that. So they may be trying to sabotage it any way they can, but how can they sabotage when they don't have information on you? Keep your business to yourself. Know who to share with and know who not to share with, because everybody is not in your corner. Everybody is not supporting or rooting for you. And I had to learn this. Keep moving forward and keep healing and keep choosing yourself as a priority, because I was choosing everybody else and neglecting everything around me that had to do with me. And my choice and decision I had to make is to choose myself. It is okay to say no and not to be available to somebody 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. It's okay to choose yourself. Your peace and mental health should always be a priority. Your peace and mental health should be everything, because without that, you can't heal. Without that, you can't take care of yourself or anything else around you. That should always be a priority. And if someone doesn't understand that, then I would suggest setting boundaries. Setting boundaries. It's not being egotistical. It's not being in love with yourself when you make yourself as a priority so that you can heal, so that you can heal your mental and physical health. Your peace and mental health is everything. Let's continue, guys. Let's continue to move forward no matter how difficult it is. I'm always in prayer with God, because there's days where I just don't feel like doing things, because we're human. There's days where I just like, oh. So on those days, I even stay in prayer even more, asking God to help me. And then I put on music, because music heals the soul. And after doing that, I feel rejuvenated, and then I motivated to do what I need to do for the day. Not every day you're going to feel like 100%, because we're human. But no matter what, continue to take care of yourself. Make an hour, 2 hours a day to do for you, just your self care. If someone doesn't understand that, set boundaries, set strong boundaries, because it's important for us to take care of ourselves, especially today in a world full of uncertainty, doubt, and toxicity. And also try as much as you can to minimize the toxicity in your life. You don't have to take it in, just because everybody else is taking it in and they are woe is me and etc. and so forth. You don't have to be in that energy. You can pull back your energy. Take care of yourself. You don't have to engage in toxicity. Minimize as much as you can for your peace of mind and for your health, your physical and mental health. Let's continue to turn this pain into power, power into purpose, purpose into moving forward, paying it forward so we can help others as well as helping ourselves. That's the message today, guys. Please share this video with other people, because, as I said before, some people do not communicate what they're going through and what they're feeling. But if they can show up here, know that this is a safe space for them to come here, hear the message, and perhaps what I say here resonates with their situation and they can apply some of these things in their life. Let's be an overcomer as well and not succumb to the toxicity and the negativity that can affect our mental and physical health. Again, thank you for being here today. I will be back tomorrow with a new message. Please subscribe to the channel. Have others to do so, because I don't have a specific time on a daily basis that I will show up. And if you subscribe, you will always get a notification as to when I'm on, and you can join me live. And if you guys want to comment and tell me what you want to hear, and I will talk about it using my own personal experiences as to what I've gone through. Thank you again, guys. Enjoy your day and continue to take care of yourself. Bye for now, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.